What is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be your daily tarot and astrology reading for Hump Day, Wednesday, September 25th of 2024. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Trusting you guys are having a wonderful start to your week. Let's go ahead and hop into today's reading, see what the cards say, see what's going on in the sky above, so we can see how you can be better prepared to navigate these wild and insane times. I had the Page of Swords in reverse. The Page of Swords in reverse. This does bring about this energy of someone who is enthusiastic, wants to learn, wants information, wants knowledge, but with it being in reverse, not getting the full picture of things. Things are a little bit foggy, we're a little bit confused, and that makes sense because Mercury is opposed Neptune today, the biggest transit of the day, right? What do we have followed by? Well, we have the Judgment card also in reverse. This could, just be an unwillingness to accept the situation at hand. I feel like the Judgment is already passed, or some type of conclusion, or some type of big statement has already been made, or you probably have the answer to something already, but the fact that these are both reversed, it's like there's a refusal to accept whatever it is that is the big why, or the big if, or the answers that you're seeking and stuff like that. It's probably not gonna, maybe it's because you feel like it's not turning out in your favor today, and it doesn't help with that moon in Cancer, especially conjuncting Mars in Cancer. It's just going to amplify the energy, from just being real. So the day starts, that's all the way to the first part of the day, but the day starts with the moon on Mars, right? It starts with the moon on Mars, so we're going to get that really early in the day. We're talking like around 8 o'clock or so a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the day just kicks off with that kind of energy. And when you have these two planets together, and anytime that you have planets that are conjunct, they amplify each other's energy. So the moon, of course, finds its home in Cancer. Mars doesn't like to be there. It falls in Cancer, right? So when you bring that sort of energy together, it makes it to where people may not necessarily feel comfortable in, they may not feel comfortable in their bodies, they may not feel comfortable in their headspace too, with Mars ruling the head, and like emotions can get involved and everything like that. Things can get kind of murky and everything. It can definitely make for inflamed situations because the emotions are going to be very, very hot to start the day. It's going to be very, very hot. As the day progresses, it does kind of cool off a bit as that moon does come off of Mars, but then it immediately trines Saturn, right? It trines Saturn just a few short hours later, and this is happening at the same time that Mercury, the planet of communication and the mind, is opposing Neptune with that moon trining over to Saturn. So we're reacting and responding a lot more to the things that, make us feel more comfortable, our home life, our sanctuary, we're just a bit more emotional in general and stuff like that, or just going through the range of emotions. That trine to Saturn is wanting us to take into consideration being responsible, maintaining our integrity, and not, what's the word I'm looking for? Not selling ourselves out, selling ourselves short, just so we can get some sort of quick fix kind of energy, especially with Venus here in Scorpio, right? It's like we can definitely want more of the quick fix, dopamine kind of stuff that's not really going to sustain us through this time. Mercury already is trying to get these answers, is trying to figure out the fine details, is trying to iron things out here at the end of Virgo. But now it has to oppose Neptune, which is just going to make things even more befuddling, even weirder. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some weird shit that happens, or like if with the moon on Mars, maybe someone's emotions gets, someone gets too into their emotions, if you will, and becomes, fired up with that Mars and becomes inflamed and frustrated. That, especially with, like I said, Mercury opposing Neptune, this could definitely lead to people I don't even like saying it like this, but it's just what the astrology is saying. If people don't have like a strong mind here, and if they are susceptible, people's emotions can affect their mind, and people can snap, people can start to freak out, people can have mental breakdowns, especially considering all this energy that's going on. I mean, I have, like I said, the Page of Swords and the Judgment card in reverse. It's like, if it doesn't, you have to be able to go with the flow, right? And you have to be able to realize that, okay, just because we are being given this particular picture, there is more beyond it. And we can get so caught up on we're seeing right in front of us and wanting all the answers, wanting all the truth to come out at once. And it just feels like we are kind of being fed crumbs right now. It does feel like we're kind of being fed crumbs, but really, like, is anyone ready for it to just be completely revealed at once? Are people ready for that? Probably not. This Mercury is also going to trine Pluto today, right? So we get the last trine that we will ever see in our lifetime, with Mercury at the end of Virgo trining Pluto in Capricorn. We will never see this again in our life. Unless you live for another 200 something plus years, you'll never see this again. So this does give us an opportunity to, yes, we are going to kind of iron out a lot of these finer details, but it's not going to come out that fast. All these planets are still retrograde. Uranus, Chiron, Neptune, Saturn, Pluto. Jupiter is slowing down. So it's not like the things are going to come out immediately. But we are going to start to get more and more information of the things that Pluto and Capricorn, especially at this last degree, is unearthing. We're going to see more and more it come out. We're going to see more disclosures. We're going to get more of a bigger picture as to what the fuck is actually going on here, right? I would say the best way to navigate a day like today that does have the potential for inflammatory energy, that has the potential for frustration, that has the potential for mass confusion, that has the potential for mass deception with Neptune opposing Mercury, to not get too wrapped up in what the news media says, to not get too wrapped up in social media, to not get too wrapped up in, those little inklings, those little emotions that we may take and we may start to blow them up, like to not get caught up in all that. I would say to not get caught up in all that, because the fact of the matter is that we don't have all the information. We don't have all the facts right now. And we can't start to act from a place, where we feel like we're, I guess, acting from a place of like absolutes when we don't even have all of the facts, right? So you don't want to act from a place where you're just assuming and have all these absolute facts when we don't actually really know fully what's going on, right? So, like I said, as the day progresses, we won't see the moon really do anything else, but it'll come off of the trine to Saturn, and we'll see Mercury, like I said, hit that last final degree and make its trine over to Pluto, completing this grand Earth trine between Mercury, Uranus, and Pluto. So, yes, there is definitely a lot of shifts right now. There's definitely a lot of changes that are happening right now, and it does kind of feel like while the energy is kind of slow, that it's also speeding up in some areas, right? Said, best way to navigate this is find the things that you can control, right? I'm not going to just tell you this stuff and not give you like potential solutions. Find the things that you can't control. Take the necessary steps that you can take. Can you actually affect change in it? Cool, do that. Can you not really do anything about it? Let it roll over your shoulders. Even that thing that you can't control, does it frustrate you? Yeah. Do you feel some type of way about it? Probably. But if you can't really do anything about it, you have to be able to let it roll off your shoulders, and you have to trust that there's someone out there that can do something about it. Somebody is set up in a position to do something about it. Just like there's probably something that you can do about that someone else can't. But you are being put in the position, you are in the position right now You've been put in that position by God, by spirit, by the universe, whatever you want to call it, right? I say God. You've been put in the position by God to do something about those particular things that you can take care of. Teamwork makes the dream work. And I think that's something that we have to remember here, is that we can't do it all on our own. Teamwork does make the dream work, and we have to trust that things are going to work out, even if it doesn't seem like things are going to work out. And maybe that's just the naive part of me talking and stuff, but because I know there are people that have just kind of thrown in the towel and just say fuck it, they don't care. But I'm one of the people that still cares. I'm one of the people that's like still like, nah, humanity, we can get through this. We can do this. We can create a better world. But it's not going to come easy. It's going to be something that's going to take time, energy, blood, sweat, tears, all that good shit. But something that I believe is possible. And I will continue to walk that path. That's just me, though. So, final card of the day. I have the Nine of Swords. So maybe the thing that's holding us back from accepting this truth of this judgment card or whatever like that, so we can actually move forward, maybe what's holding us back is just the anxiety and the worry about what's going to come. Maybe we're overly projecting into that world's going to look like. I called this the card of the night terror. He's in bed. He just woke up like he had a bad dream. And as someone who has dealt with night terrors his entire life, and probably will continue to deal with them, you know, if there's one thing that it's taught me, is that it's seldom as scary as we think it is. I've had a lot of bad nightmares. I've had my fair share of night terrors, waking myself up, and I'm involuntarily like screaming myself awake, whatever. It used to happen a lot more often when I was younger. I talked about this on my channel on and off about my experience with lucid dreaming and astral projection and night terrors and how all that stuff is like interwoven and stuff. But if there's one thing that it has taught me, is that it is seldom as scary as we think it is. And I can almost always find a way to laugh about it afterwards. Nowadays, I just go right back to sleep. They used to keep me awake. They used to keep me awake, and I used to pace, and I used to like, it would zap me of my energy. Now I'm just like, oh, okay, that happened. I go back to sleep. It's never as scary as I think it is. So, and I think that's kind of where the energy is right now. It looks scary, it looks daunting, but it's probably not as scary as we think it is. Gotta believe in the magic. Gotta believe in the magic. That's all I'm going to say about that one. That's going to do it for your daily tarot and astrology reading for this hump day, Wednesday, September 25th. I trust that this message will assist you on your journey today. And yeah, I appreciate you all joining me and stuff like that. Cosmic Convergence will be coming out today as well. I haven't picked the time, but I will most certainly be doing that Cosmic Convergence. So be on the lookout for that. But y'all take care. Stay blessed. Have a wonderful day. I will see you all on the next video. Peace.